Welcome to Gardening with James. You will learn how to start your own garden, learn watering techniques, how and what to compost, eat better, which leads to a healthier lifestyle. This show is packed full of frugal tips and information, as well as interviews from around the country designed to make gardening easier and fun for the entire family. Call James now with your questions and problems at 734-4321. A gardener himself who has planted gardens from San Francisco to Kentucky. Let's go in the garden with your host, James Ross.
I guess if I turn the mic up, that would help. Well, good morning, everybody. Another great Saturday morning. Plenty of sunshine out here. We're going into a week full of sunshine. No rain. Temperature is going to be just right. So whatever it is that you plan to do, you'll have the opportunity to do it. It's a Labor Day weekend, so a lot of people have already taken off and gone to wherever they're going. And we just ask that you be safe and come back here safe and keep your distance, because the virus isn't going away, so we have to make sure that we do everything we can when you come back home, that you keep your family safe, and we want to see them around for a long time. So just be sure to do that. And today we got another guest. Her name is Ashley Accord, and Ashley, she does rabbits, and she's got goats, she's got chickens, she's got all kinds of stuff. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing pretty good today.
Okay. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and where the farm is at.
Okay. It's at 450 Waterworks Road, and that is where we have been raising rabbits for about 4 years. We do pedigreed show rabbits, and we also do pet quality rabbits. We raise 3 different breeds. We do double main line heads, French Angora, and English Angora. And the French and English Angora are also known as fiber or wooler rabbits, and we harvest the wool off of the rabbits and do different things with it. It can be spun into yarn, it can be felted, which was never really our intention. We really mainly just started out for my son, who is autistic and needed a project, so we joined 4-H, and that's
Right.
how the rabbits became a part of my life.
Yeah, because going back just a little bit, I met Ashley at Batewood Homes, and I'd already started doing gardening with James, and they have a community garden down there, the same one that I've been working with over the last couple of years. And Ashley is a gardener. I mean, she had flowers up around her yard, and her and her friends, they did quite a bit in the garden, because now you went from community gardening to a small project.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you end up in rabbits.
Yes.
And because when I first seen the now, what's your Facebook page?
It's Lazy Mane Rabbitries.
Yeah.
And you can go on Facebook and type in just Lazy Mane Rabbitries. We also have several groups that are just for the wooling, for people who are wanting to learn about wooling. But the main Facebook page that you can go on and look at our animals and look at our stock and look at our pets is Lazy Mane Rabbitries on Facebook.
Yeah, and now the ones that I seen online, was it lion face?
Lion heads.
Lion heads.
They're called double mane lion heads. They are a small breed rabbit. They are a dwarf-sized rabbit. They only get 3 to 5 pounds. And the good thing about most of our rabbits is we litter train all of our rabbits. We train them on equine litter pellets, so they are litter trained, so they can be an inside animal or an outside animal. We try to be versatile because we work with 4-H. We know some kids don't like to get their hands dirty.
Right.
And don't like to clean cages. And so,
Yeah, that's right.
So we like to make it where the animals can fit into several different homes and areas, so that way it's not as much work for some people. But we have the lion heads, which are a showable breed. They are 3 to 5 pounds, and then we also do the French and English Angora, which are a large breed rabbit. They can get anywhere from 9 to 12 pounds, which are a little bit larger.
Yeah.
And they do require at least about an hour to an hour and a half a week of maintenance just with the grooming.
Yeah.
And brushing the hair and pulling the excess hair off. because once the hair gets too long, it can get matted.
Right.
And so you don't want them to get matted. You want them to have a full, fluffy, furry show coat. You want it to be as long and as fluffy and as vibrant as you can get it.
Because now you work with the 4-H, and your rabbits have won, seems like, many awards.
Yeah. We started with in Mercer County. My son Lucas joined Mercer County 4-H, and which was he was starting a new school. They were really accepting there, and he started 4-H. The animals were the rabbits were really good for him because it took the focus off of him.
That's right.
And he could take the rabbits in, and that would be the first thing that everybody would kind of concentrate on. We have shown and we have done several best of breeds and best in show. We are active members of ARBO, which is the American Rabbit Breeders Association. We are also active members of the North American Lionhead Rabbit Breeders Association and the Kentucky State Rabbit Breeders Association.
Wow.
We have participated in about 8 counties, and we've had several of our rabbits actually compete against each other.
Okay.
And I think Liliana Miller from Pendleton County actually we have donated several rabbits to Pendleton County, so that way she could get the experience in showing. And so if there's people that are listening that have children that want to take an interest in 4-H and 4-H rabbit showing, we are willing to donate an animal to their program, and we know sometimes housing is a situation where they can't do that. So if they need us to provide an animal for them to show at one of the ARBA shows, we will provide the animal, and we will take the animal and go with them to kind of stand behind them and listen to what the judges have to say, because we always learn too.
Well, good stuff, because I know that because, like I said, Lucas, has autism, and him and animals, they seem to get along real well.
Yes, they're very, animals have done a lot for him. We started out with cats, and then he wanted something a little different, and whenever he heard about 4-H rabbitry, it just something triggered, and we started going to the 4-H meetings, and it felt really accepted.
Yeah.
I really advocate for the 4-H in every county. We have worked with several counties. We have bunnies that are actually therapy support bunnies in several school systems. We have 4 in Lawrenceburg school systems. We have 2 in Lexington school systems, and we have 4 in Georgetown school systems.
Okay.
And so we're getting around.
Yeah, because because I'm just amazed that, and when I talked to you the other day, you was telling me that, because you go from a simple gardener to rabbits, and then you tell me that you helped birth 17 goats.
Yes, and that was from experience that I got from working with and working at the farm in Danville. They have several different types of livestock that I had never really been around, but I've learned that if you kind of open up your boundaries,
that's right,
you can learn a lot from different situations, even if it's not your ideal situation.
That's right.
Like I tell people with rabbits, 4 years ago, if you would have told me that I was going to be one of the most known rabbit breeders in Kentucky, I would have laughed, because I never seen myself as a rabbit breeder. But I get a lot out of it. I have met so many great people through our rabbits. I have yet to go to the Kentucky State Fair, but I do know that Liliana showed at the State Fair last year and got second. And it's fun not only for kids that are involved in 4-H, but they also have the American Rabbit Breeders Association has different shows set up all over the United States. You can go on their websites. The Kentucky State Rabbit Breeders site has a list of all their shows, and when they have those, with COVID, it has kind of put that to a stop. But some places are actually doing virtual rabbit shows where you can enter in pictures of your rabbit, and then put the information of the rabbit in. I've yet to participate in one of those. there are options, and that's one good thing with the rabbit community that I've learned is people are always willing to help you.
Right.
Learn something new about rabbits. I tell people with rabbits, the only way you can learn is through experience.
Gotta have one.
Yes, and
Yeah.
so you have to own one or have to have one or be around one in order to get experience from that. And I think with the rabbit, what changed me from going from being a gardener to being a rabbit breeder was I knew I could utilize the manure in my garden.
That's right.
And
There we
so-
go. That rabbit manure.
Yes,
That's right.
so that's why I kind of got into the rabbits. That was my pro,
Yeah.
and also for my son. But I tell people every day with rabbits, I have learned something new every day, and I have met some really great people along the way of it.
Well, that's good stuff. I tell you what, let's go ahead and get our break out the way, and then we'll come back and I got a few more questions I want to ask her about rabbits and goats and different things. But before we go to break, is there a phone number they can reach?
Yes, our phone number is 859-209-0300.
One more time.
859-209-0300.
All right, well, let's get our break out the way, and we'll be right back.
The hot dog days are here, but you'll find no dogs here. Just hot deals at the Hometown Radio Network's Big Deals online store. Parents, give your child the birthday party they'll remember for a long time with a mini golf birthday party at the Lexington Ice Center and Sports Complex. The birthday child invites up to 11 friends to play up to 2 hours of unlimited mini golf on 3 18-hole courses. Use of a party room for cake, drinks, invitations, paper goods, and party favors, and the birthday child receives a free backpack. Don't pay the regular price of $165. Big Deals online store price is $115, a savings of 30%. Mom and Dad, want your child to have the coolest birthday party ever? No doubt it's the cool ice skating party package that includes admission and skate rental fees, party room use with cake, drinks, invitations, paper goods, and party favors for up to 12 skaters, up to 2 hours of skating, free backpack for the birthday child. Don't pay the regular price of $190. Big Deal's price is just $140, a savings of 26%, Mom and Dad, for the coolest kids' birthday parties ever. Make it the Lexington Ice Center and Sports Complex, just minutes away in Lexington between New Circle Road and Man o' War at 560 Eureka Springs.
Hungry for a Titan burger? How about a Bulldog burger? Or maybe you're really hungry. Get the Big Daddy Burger Basket at the old bus station restaurant. Open for in-person dining and patio dining following the current safety guidelines. You can still call in an order for curbside pickup at 734-4202. 734-4202. The old bus station restaurant on South Greenville Street in Harrodsburg. Home cooking done right. Open Monday through Thursday 7 to 2, Friday 7 to 8, and Saturday 7 to 2.
Could I have your attention, please? LSC Communications here in Danville are now taking applications to hire up to 100 entry-level employees. This is an entry-level position with room to grow. The starting pay rate is $12.25 per hour, increasing to $14.74 per hour after a short period of time with a $250 sign-on bonus. The position offers full benefits, and they're now taking walk-in applications on Thursdays between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Walk-in on Thursdays between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. LSC Communications is located Lebanon Road here in Danville and an equal opportunity employer.
This is Goldie Goldsmith McNary, inviting you to join me each week for What's Happening Goldie, a talk show that features interesting people about interesting things. We'll learn how to stay healthy and keep fit, and we'll explore the world of entertainment. So join me here on WHBN AM.
What's Happening Goldie is brought to you by the Beaumont Inn and Gift Shop. Tune in to WHBN and find out what's happening every Wednesday morning at 10:05, and catch the show again every Saturday morning at 8:30.
The WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by Big Deals Online Store. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big discounts. Save 20 to 30 to 50% every day at hometownlive.net.
Mostly sunny this Derby Day with a high near 80, clear tonight, low 57. Sunny on Sunday, high 83, mostly clear Sunday night, low 62. Sunny on Labor Day, Monday, a high of 86, mostly sunny Tuesday, and a high of 86.
If you have a question for James, call him at 734-4321 or email James at spreadingcompost@gmail.com. Now, let's go back in the garden with James.
All right, and we're back. And today, like I say, we are talking to Miss Ashley Accord about rabbits and like I said, but the weekend is going to be great. The week is going to be really nice. So get out there and get creative, and listening to Ashley going from one thing through another, but the skills that they learned on the way is just amazing, because even during hard times, it's really important if you can't get exactly what you want, but you can get something, make the change, learn the skill, and you may be able to come back to whatever it is that you loved in the first place. But during hard times, you have to make changes, and you have to do the things that you have to do in order to, feed your family. And, you just got to work real hard and be open-minded. But Ashley, while we was off air, I was, we was talking, and I said, now, if somebody wants a rabbit, what are some of the things that when they get this rabbit, what would they get?
Well, the first thing you need to do when you get your rabbit is make sure that you have rabbits are very social animals, but making sure that they have a cage just for them. A lot of our clients choose to let their rabbits be free-range rabbits, where we litter box train them. They just put a litter box in certain areas of the house where the rabbit chooses, kind of. You kind of got to let him choose his area, and then put his droppings and stuff back in the litter box so he knows where he's supposed to go. But we try to socialize our animals with people and other animals, cats and dogs and things, so that way they get used to. I tell a lot of our kids, hold your animal as much as possible. That will create a better pet.
Yes.
And so you will see me out sometimes in Danville, and I might be at Hobby Lobby or Lowe's or Hallmark. And a lot of those places are pet friendly with animals. Even Walmart has allowed us to bring our rabbits in. But we do that to socialize those animals, because when you have pedigreed show animals, they have to be socialized to a certain extent to where they have to be able to travel. And so if you see me walking down the street and I have one on the leash, he may be learning his leash training skills. It's good for them to know boundaries. And with leash training, that's one way we teach them boundaries, is with the leash training.
Because because there's a picture on your Facebook page, and I just happened to think about it. I said, now, I could have swore I seen a rabbit on a leash, and you was like, we leash train them so this way, they can get used to the leash. You can contain them a whole lot better. Because when they go to the shows, or if you just out and about, you can set them down and they'll do well on a leash. So that works.
And I try to tell people, with rabbits and leashes, you kind of got to let them lead you. Because if not, they will kind of stub up like a donkey or a goat. They just won't go. But if you let them lead you, they usually will go in the direction that you will plan on going anyway, because it's an open path. But we like for them to be able to be socialized. Not all animals, not all rabbits are show rabbits and show material. But the more that you open them up and you let them socialize and you let them experience going out or riding in the car and listening to the radio, you desensitize them to where they're not as jumpy and they won't scratch you. I have a lot of kids that are very afraid of holding animals or holding the rabbits, and I always tell them, I hold them like a football. If you hold them like a football, they won't go anywhere. And the first way to calm a rabbit down is to cover their eyes, to cover their head. If you cover their eyes and cover their head, they won't scratch, they won't kick, they won't try to get away because they can't see. So it kind of desensitizes them to where they calm down and you have time to get a handle on the situation.
Because now, it just seems strange that, before I forget, because now the other important thing was that domesticated rabbit and a wild rabbit knows the difference between what to eat and what not to eat.
A domestic rabbit is usually, they are always given their food from their owner, and a wild rabbit, they are taught from a very young age to go out and forage and find what they need for their diet. A domestic rabbit and a wild rabbit cannot tell the difference. A wild rabbit can tell the difference between a toxic plant and a non-toxic plant. plant, whereas a domestic rabbit, which is a pet, cannot tell the difference between a toxic plant and a non-toxic plant. Any plant that comes from a bulb is toxic to a rabbit. So if it is a lily, a daylily, it is probably toxic. It is toxic to a rabbit. Any bulb plant is toxic to rabbits. But a wild rabbit will know not to eat that in the wild, but a domestic rabbit will more than likely eat that plant and then pass.
Okay.
I guess that's one of those good gifts that God gives.
That's right.
That's why we're all made a little different,
That's
I guess.
right. Okay, and the last thing is you can't take it to a vet. You've got to take it to where?
An exotic vet. Even though we are in rural Kentucky and there are a lot of vets around here, they have to be seen by an exotic vet because a rabbit's heartbeat is so fast.
Yeah.
They are considered an exotic animal. We use Pennyroyal out of Lexington, and then we do have some vets that are here local in Danville and Stanford. They will see them and they will do their annual evaluations, but most of the vets around here aren't prepared to care for rabbits because they are considered exotic.
Right.
And so I always try to give our clients some good reputable vets to go to before they leave, so that way if something happens and they need a vet, they know that they have to be seen by an exotic vet and they don't take that precious time looking for a vet.
Right.
and not being able to care for the rabbit because it was a vet and not an exotic vet.
And there is a difference.
Yes.
There is a difference. Well, our time is about up, but I do appreciate you coming in today and talking rabbits. And now, what's the name of the farm?
It's Lazy Mane Rabbitries on Facebook.
Okay.
And we are located at 450 Waterworks Road. We are at the farm in Danville. We do schedule appointments, so if you'd like to schedule an appointment to come and look at the rabbits or schedule a visit, you can give us a look on Facebook, or you can go to the farm and look on their Facebook page and schedule a farm tour with their Facebook page. But our Facebook, if you would like to, if you're interested in or would like to look at rabbits or are interested in showing, or if you just need, some questions answered, I tell people we have several sister rabbitries. We have Hillbilly Hoppers in Waynesburg. We have Miracle Rabbitry in Frankfort. We have Hippity Hop Rabbitry in Versailles. We pretty much work as a system.
Right.
And if I don't have a breed or a rabbit that someone wants, I always refer them to good, reputable breeders, so that way. But our phone number is 859-209-0300, and our Facebook page is Lazy Mane Rabbitries.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. And
thank you for having us.
And definitely educating me on some things that I didn't know about rabbits. And Jason, he was like, is rabbitry a real word? So we all learned something here today.
Yes.
But I do thank you for coming in. And
Thank you for
like I said,
having us.
we'll have to get you back on here, and you're going to have to bring some rabbits next time.
I sure will.
Yeah,
I sure will.
That's right.
Thank you.
Okay, folks. Well, our time is about up. If your needs been met, share it with someone and to come back to you tenfold. Have yourself a great weekend. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Gardening with James. If you have a question for James, email him at spreadingcompost@gmail.com. Now until next week, may the sun shine on your garden.